is. If someone says, what chord is that? There are two ways to recognize what it is. One of them is on the keyboard, which is really easy. The other way is to look at that and go, process of elimination. I only have three choices, right? It could be a B chord, it could be a D chord, or it could be a G chord. Correct? Now your heads are supposed to go. Correct. How do you spell B chord? B, D, F. And forget the flats right now, it doesn't matter. B, D, that is not a B chord, right? If it was a D chord, how would you spell it?
DFA.
DFA. That's not a D chord. So it must be, hopefully, a G chord. G, B, D. Alright, and the G is on top. If you're in a race and there's three of you and you finish on top, what inversion are you? First. G chord, first inversion. Pretty cool, huh? Alright, next one. F, A, D. Alright, if that was an F chord, how would you spell it?
FAC.
F-A-C. If not an F chord then. If that was an A chord, how would you spell it?
A-D-E.
A, C, sharp, and E.
That was close.
Close doesn't count. D chord? Yeah, it's a D something chord. But if it was a D biscuit chord, how would it be spelled?
D-F sharp.
D, F sharp, A. Now you go to the next level and you say, what happened to it?
It got minored.
It got minored. The F sharp is not there anymore. And all the notes are white notes. Oh, crying out loud. So now that D chord is a minor chord. Okay, one more. Okay, my mind is blank. G sharp,
G sharp,
B sharp, and E. Now, first you got to figure out the letter. You don't. It doesn't matter if it's major, minor, demented, any of that. Diminished. You just got to figure out what the bisquick is first. Is it G? It's not G. G, B, D. Is it B? Not B. B, D, F. Right? See, that's where you got to know how to spell them. E.
Yes.
E, G, B. That is an E something chord. So now you go, okay, well, what did they do to it? Well, how do you spell E bisquick? E, G sharp, B. All right, so the E is fine, and the G sharp is fine. The B, they did something. We did something to it, right? What step of the scale is the B? Use your fingers. E, F, G, A, B. It's the fifth. We sharped the fifth. What happens to a chord when you sharp the fifth?
Augmented.
It becomes augmented. That's an E augmented chord. Isn't that amazing? You couldn't do that when you got here, could you?
No.
Now, watch this. Now, he can play it up there. Watch. Let's just play a chord. Let's play a B, no, a D, a G, and a B.
a D,
A G,
a G,
and a B.
and a B.
Now, this is easier because you don't even have to name the notes, do you? Look up there. Remember last week I told you the note at the top of the biggest space is always the name of the chord? All right, there it is right there. It's what chord?
G.
G chord. And which inversion? Second inversion. All right, now listen to this because this is profound statement number 2. If you're playing 3 notes in a chord, the note at the top of the biggest space is the name of the chord. But now, because I'm working with other chords, minors, diminished, and augmented, now the problem for me always was I couldn't figure out which one was the third and which one was the fifth if the chord was twisted around, was flipped over. But what? Then somebody told me this, and it is amazing, and it always works. If you're playing a basic 3-note chord, now this doesn't work so well if you're playing 7s and 6 and all the number chords, but if you look at that chord, the name of the chord is at the top of the biggest space, right? G. Listen close. The note at the bottom of the biggest space will always be the 5th. That means the note that's remaining is always the 3rd. And that's a fact. And that's amazing. Because if you're always stumped at how to name a chord, or if someone plays something and they go, what chord is this? Well, you can use the computer and the organ, and it'll figure it out for you. It's also now a fun game to play. Because you could just play 3 notes on the organ, and you figure out what chord it is, and you can look up and the screen will tell you if you're right. So it's kind of, you can play a little game at home by yourself. All right, so let's do another one. Let's do C, F, A. Where's the biggest space?
F.
It's at the bottom, right? Between the C and the F. The name of the chord is F. The note at the top of the biggest space is the name of the chord. So, where's the 5th?
C.
It's C. It's at the bottom of the biggest space. Bottom means left. And the note that's remaining is the 3rd. So, if I'm playing those 3 notes, and the chord symbol says play F diminished, what will you do? You will leave the F alone, right? And flat everything else. There you go. Now go back to F. If it says play F augmented, where is the 5th?
The bottom.
At the bottom of the biggest space. Just sharp it, and you got augmented. After today, and we're going to keep talking about this for a while, you will never need a chord chart again, ever. So let's review what you have to know. All right? And we're going to make it real simple and straightforward here. First thing, you have got to spell the 7 basic chords. That is the nucleus for everything. Because once you can put those letters in there, you're there. That's why I've been trying to figure out on a guitar how you can translate this. I don't think you can. But maybe somebody out there in Cyberland can. But on a keyboard, it's so easy. C, F, G, all white notes. A, D, E, need help with a sharp in the middle or on the 3rd. And a B chord, B, D sharp, F sharp. Or B flat, D, and F. I don't care which one. Okay? Then you have to learn the 3 rules to make a minor, diminished, and augmented. What's the rule to make a chord a minor? Flat the 3rd. And you can only do that if you have memorized the spelling in the root position. It is impossible to know it if the chord's all twisted around, unless you use our cheaty way. But to trust me, to go on and make it to be advanced, you got to do it this way. What's the rule for diminished? Flat the 3rd, flat the 5th. Leave the root note alone, flat everything else. What's the rule for augmented? Sharp the 5th. All right? And that's it. When you flip them around, turn them over, it's easy. Because you've spelled them in your head. Haven't you?
Yes.
Okay. Test. Can you write some more? Here's a test. A flat diminished. No.